What would a LEGO Lord of the Rings modular city look like? I'm figuring out my own answer to this question with my latest modular Middle-earth mock, Gamgee's Groceries. This is a corner grocery store that I made to fit together with LEGO's official modular city buildings. It's built in layers just like their official LEGO modular buildings, and it has Technic pins on the side so it can connect in the familiar way that all the other LEGO buildings do. There are 3 layers to this building, including the bottom grocery store layer, the middle apartment, and the rooftop garden, including a shed. This whole project started with a sketch of an idea that I had of what would a LEGO modular Middle-earth city look like. And the first idea I had was a grocery store. After my concept sketch was done, I knew what I wanted to build. Now all I had to do was build it. So first thing I did was went online and downloaded Bricklink Studio. Bricklink Studio is a 3D LEGO software that has all the bricks and pieces that you're familiar with in all the colors you're familiar with. And so this way, I didn't have any limitation on what inventory I had in my own LEGO collection, and I could build whatever I wanted with whatever pieces I wanted. So to get started, I referenced a lot of official LEGO modular building instructions to see where exactly pinholes would connect and also how tall to make the building. Then I proceeded to build the bottom floor, just the exterior at first, and once that was complete, I moved on to the second floor, and so on with the top. Just a quick overview of Bricklink Studio. You have a brick palette on the left, which has different categories to find all your parts, as well as a search function to find what you're looking for. But you can just click on the brick that you want to choose, and it's default to being snapped to a grid. You can change the color of that brick, and there is an estimate of how much that color would cost. And also, it's filtered by only bricks available in these colors. So if you wanted to build this creation physically in real life and order the bricks, you have to be conscious of that when you're building what color each of these bricks comes in, as well as cost. So bright light blue says it's very expensive, going for $8. So I'm not so sure. This must be a very rare color for this 2x4 brick. But anyways, let's take a look inside the model. We'll take a look around it. So here's level 1. We're just gonna hide Rosie and Sam real quick. So this is Gamgee's grocery store. So there's a you pick your own oranges and berries outside. There's also these open air produce sections. There's some eggs, some fish on this side. If we look around back, this is where you would connect your next modular building. We have a staircase that goes to the middle level and more Technic pinholes on this side. And if we look inside the grocery area on the main floor, you have little step stools the hobbits can use to reach things on the higher shelves. There is a mixed bag of different sections in the grocery store, like maybe this is like your cake mix or peanut butter, things like that, and more of your healthcare items. And this is the bar in the back, as well as the register. There's a little broom here, and then you have your refrigerated items, and of course, potatoes right here in this bin. This lovely bin of potatoes. And if we swing around, we can see there is a area for your basket to go, as well as newspapers. Now moving on, let's take a look at the second level. So I'm just gonna hide this one. On the second level, your staircase will open up into the apartment, which has a lovely fireplace, kitchen area, and dining table, as well as a fridge with some cabinets and some snacks up top. Then we have the bedroom with some lamps and some side tables. And if we spin around, we have a wardrobe area and bench for getting changed. We have a plant, we have some books on a shelf. And if we go into this, what you would do with physical bricks is you would pop out the plant, and this guy would pop out as well. And I'll show you how that works. There is a clip brick right here, and this bar would snap into place. I will just show you the inside of the bathroom with that removed. We have a sink, we have a toilet, and we have a shower with a drain. And then obviously the towel rack is here. And yeah, there's your little bathroom underneath the staircase. And now let's take a look at the garden up top. So just a few different plants here, pumpkins, carrots. These are like radishes of some sort, I believe. And a little water rain barrel sprinkler system. If we go into the shed, this actually will pop right off. Bloop. There's our chimney and smoke coming out. Just a couple little tools, some jars, a grinding wheel, shovel, axe, things like that. And that's about it. That's the entire build. Now the next thing I want to show is the instructions. So if we click on instructions, it's going to load all the parts. We're at 3,689 parts on this build. And what you have to do in the step editor is to actually break out all the steps. Right now we have it by level. So minifigures level 1, level 2, level 3. But if we go into level 1 and view the steps, we can see how this would be built. It highlights which bricks are being added each step. And you have sub builds, and you can go into those and you can determine the process for putting that sub build together. Once that's all done for your entire model, you do page design. So this is the page design that I've created for Gamgee's grocery store. And you have your typical minifigure assembly, and then you move on to your sub assembly of level 1, which starts off with your 32 by 32 base plate. And it just goes through just like Lego instructions would. I'll just show this sub assembly real quick. So this sub assembly is for part of the window, and you can add arrows, you can add even smaller sub assemblies to just give a good look at how to build your model. And yep, when you're done, you can even give yourself a parts list, which tells you how many and what parts numbers they are, as well as what color. And you can export this, and then you can order your bricks and build it for real, which is what I plan to do. Once I finished the mock, I decided I was going to sell the instructions on Rebrickable.com so that if anyone wants to build it, they are free to do so. So you just go on to Rebrickable.com, you can search for whatever kind of model you're looking for or set you're looking for. If you look up like Middle-earth, Modular, or Gamgee's Groceries, anything like that, you will find this, and I'll put a link in the description below. But basically you can see the images that I've rendered of, how the mock looks, as well as how it kind of functions with the other modular buildings that Lego has made. And there's some interior shots as well. And yeah, so you can purchase the instructions for yourself, and you can use pieces that you already have in your inventory, or you can purchase bricks from Lego Bricks and Pieces or Bricklink.com. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how do I know which bricks I need to make this? And Rebrickable has a couple great ways to determine that. So there's a couple ways to go about this. The first way is that if you go to inventory, without even purchasing the instructions, you will see all the parts required for this build. And this is somewhat helpful. Maybe if you want to just buy all the pieces yourself for the entire build, you can definitely do it this way by adding parts to your Bricklink wanted list or your Brick Owl wish list. And the alternative way is to buy just the parts that you need. And you do that with this build this mock function. If I click on that, it's going to tell me how many parts I'm missing and how many I have, what percentage of my inventory is going to go to building this part. So I have 39.7% of the parts in this set, which is great. But how does it know this? So for it to determine what parts you need for the set, you have to tell Rebrickable what parts you have. So you can see at the top, it's telling me I have 22,760 total parts and 3 loose parts. And how I did that was I went to find sets, and you can look for a set. So let's say you just bought the new Rivendell. So search that guy, and here we go. And you can do set ownership. You have one set in your Lego collection. So you can put here how many you have, and there's like options to like add it to certain categories. So mine is in a Middle-earth category that I made. And you can also set it to mark as built or assembled so that it doesn't actually use the parts in this set when calculating what parts you need for another set, because otherwise you'd have to take apart your Rivendell set to use those pieces for whatever other mock you make. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of Rebrickable. And there are a lot of helpful guides on YouTube that will explain things more in depth than I have. But if you have any questions for me, just put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. That about wraps it up for this video. Thanks for taking a look at Gamgee's grocery store with me. This is my very first modular Middle-earth mock, and I plan to make more and expand a whole Middle-earth city. I think this is a great way for anyone with a Lego city to add and incorporate Lord of the Rings minifigures into their city or other fun things, and that's what I plan on doing. I also plan on making a video with the physical Gamgee's groceries with the actual Lego bricks, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Also, if you have a Rebrickable account, feel free to follow me and like the mock on there. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.